Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. First of all, on behalf of Samuel, Julie, Pamela and Christine, I welcome you. I welcome every single one of you here today, and those who are joining us via live web stream, via webcast, family in Australia, family over in Ireland, Beth's brother is in Spain, and to everybody that is joining us via live webcast into the service today. The family who are watching via live web stream, your family are thinking of you as you are thinking of them at this difficult time. We're here today to mark the passing and to pay tribute to the life and to the memory of Bethia Mccarron, known to one and all in a very friendly and sociable way as Beth. And though she has left us, her spirit will forever remain in the lives that she touched. And by the amount of people that are here today, my jings, she touched a lot of lives. She certainly did. We're here today to celebrate the life of someone that was very special to us. And today it is a day for memories and thanks, and it provides us with that opportunity to reflect on, everything that Beth has done, and it provides us with that opportunity to join in saying goodbye. Goodbye to someone that we have loved, someone for whom we had respect, whose life had been bound up with ours. Beth will continue to live on through our lifetime in our memories. And the way to keep her in your hearts, in your minds and in your actions is to celebrate her life, because through our lifetime, the people that we have loved and who love us not only make us more human, they actually become part of us. We carry them about all the time, every day, whether we see them or whether we don't. There is and never will be anyone else in the world quite like Beth. And this ceremony here today, this service here today, allows us to express the love that we have for her, and it's the first step towards the healing of your hearts as we gather here in this final act of reverence. And so it's important to remember that, see, this world we live in, it's a richer place, it's a brighter place, and it's a better place. And one of the reasons for that, Beth was once part of it. And she touched your heart, and she meant something to each and every one of you who are here today, and some who cannot be with us today. But later in the service, you will get that opportunity to reflect on what Beth meant to you personally in your own lives. When you came into the service today, you were gifted this beautiful order of service. And you'll just see that absolutely stunning photograph of Beth in the front there. Girls, where was that taken about? That was taken in Australia. That's lovely, it really is. It was a family wedding in October. There we go. Well, underneath Beth's name there are two dates. The first date is the 19th of January 1955, and the second date is the 11th of April 2025. But between the two dates, you'll see that there is a dash there. There's a space there, and that represents Beth's lifetime, those 70 years, when every life in this room, and as I've said before, some who cannot be with us today, was touched by her life. But how can you possibly encapsulate someone's entire life into words? Because there are so many intricate complexities of life, and everyone is special in their own way, and their relationship with the world is different. I have the privilege of conducting the family's tribute, and having spent time with the family, I certainly know of the many, I'll start that again, the many personal qualities that Beth had that's left a deep and lasting impression on those that were closest to her. So let's take this time together as we've united to recall, to remember some memories and to celebrate Beth's life. And that started when she was born. And she was born at home at Orchard Cottage in Bells Hill on the 19th of January 1955 to parents Cathy and Alan Anderson. Now, she was the third born of 7 children, and they were raised in a loving family home. And growing up, Beth would have spent many happy days in the company of her siblings, Janet, Christine, Catherine, Alan, Andrew and Robert. She had a deep respect, though, and affection for her mum and dad, and she carried their memory right throughout her life. But as a wee girl, I was told that as a wee girl, Beth just had a great imagination. She really did, and she had a playful spirit. One of the favourite family stories, and there were many, I can assure you, was of her and her sister Christine when they were wee. They walked towards the sky when they were out, thinking that it was the sea. Great imagination. And they even discussed how they would dry themselves with their vests. They were always tormenting their younger sister, Kate, and Beth and her sister would go to Ayr. They would go to Ayr on their imaginary bike. It was an old static motorbike that was out, and they would take a bottle of water and a piece on jam, or for those who want to be polite, a jelly piece. That's what they had. They had a jelly piece, and in Beth's mind, they were going to Ayr for a picnic. You can just imagine the way that our imagination went. Well, their mum would come out and would give them both a bollocking because they weren't taking Katie. They said, Katie, and I'm sorry to say this, that Katie never had the same imagination as them, so she couldn't go. You weren't invited, right? That was it. You weren't invited. You were only 4. Well, I'm telling you, you've got some imagination now. I know that you have. That's great. Well, as for our education, our school days, that started at Moss End Primary and later Belvedere Primary, before going on to complete her education at Bells Hill Academy. Did she like school? No, she didn't like school. She was always at school, though. She never missed it. But, as I say, she didn't like it, apart from home economics. And she had a particular talent from a young age for dressmaking. And that was a passion that would stay with her right throughout her life. As a teenager, she was full of energy and mischief, and when going on the bus from Bells Hill to Coatbrigg with her sister, with Janet, Beth would swing round the poles on the bus. She'd swing round the poles on the bus, both on the single-decker and the double-deckers as well. But in her mid-teenage years, she loved to dance. She really did. Whether it was down at the Stuart and Lloyd's, the Bells Hill Miners, or nights out through in Glasgow. But see, at 18 years of age, and this is, it's very, very powerful, 18 years of age, she managed to buy her own bungalow. She bought her own wee bungalow. Now, that was a testament to Beth's independence and determination, even from a young age. I'm going to touch on music, because I touched on dancing. Rod Stewart was her favourite singer. She loved Rod Stewart, right for the start. But then later she had a passion for line dancing. And she liked listening to Tammy Wynette and Nathan Carter. She really did. And see, her line dancing, I think I've mentioned it before, she loved it. She really did. It brought her a lot of joy, a lot of happiness in her life, and she made a lot of lifelong friendships. And I see that, there's a lot of the members at the line dancing here today, complete, with cowboy hats, with your cowboy boots on. And thank you so much for being guard of honour today as well. And that line dancing began, to get her mum out of the house, and that was over 30 years ago. And even after her mum's passing, well, Beth kept going. She kept going to line dancing, Motherwell Miners, the Ex-Services Club, even through to Glasgow, to the Grand Old Opry, down to Girvan and to Straven. And she loved the weekends away with her line dancing pals as well. And as I said, to those friends who are with us today, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your friendship to Beth, because you meant the world to her. You really, really did. As for her work, well, Beth entered the world of work. She started in Bradley's factory in Bells Hill. Does anybody know Bradley's? I see there's a few heads shaking there. Certainly do. Then moved to Alexandra Workwear, and then later she worked as a domestic down at Strathclyde Hospital. But alongside Jake, she was also a director of the family car business. And in later years, well, Beth became a live-in carer with Cornerstones during COVID. And see, during that period of time, that difficult period of time during COVID, she even made and she donated PPE to the University Hospital in Wishaw for all the staff, whether it be cleaning, whether it be surgeons, doctors or nurses. And we say thank you to her for that, for doing that today. But it was through mutual friends that Beth met Jake Mccarron, and as she said herself, was The rest was history. That was it. The rest was history. Their first date was a takeaway, which Beth would never normally eat back then. But for Jake, she made an exception. And you know what? A wee curry sealed the deal. That was it. A wee curry sealed the deal. And as a family, as we know, they lived in Motherwell, mostly spent in Citadel Place in North Motherwell. And she was welcomed. She was welcomed into Jake's family with open arms by his mum and his dad, Mary and Pat. And they used to spend caravan holidays together, and she enjoyed going out to a wee bingo night with Mary as well. But together, Beth and Jake raised their family, Samuel, Julie, Pamela and Christine. And as a mum, well, she was a devoted mum. She was a devoted mum. And as the years went by, well, Beth embraced her growing family and the new chapters of life with the same energy that she had as a child, because the family recalled drives down the Clydeside, 6 of yous squashed into a car, eating and enjoying a bag of chips. These were great days. They really, really were. They were great days. We used to go holidays as well to Butlins, and Beth had a familiar sigh when Jake would inevitably stop to buy a car on the way back up, because no matter where they went, he always had an eye on a car, and Beth was always there to back him up. But it was while I was chatting to Samuel, to Julie, to Pamela and Christine, it was obvious how much that they adored and that they loved their mum, because their mum was an exceptional mum in so many ways, and they will cherish every memory that they shared with her. But in time, well, Beth welcomed her sons and daughter-in-law, Michael, John and Geraldine and Barry, all of whom she welcomed into the family with open arms. And then came the role that she loved as well, a role as Grandbeth, a title which she wore with pride, and what a legacy she leaves behind. To say that Beth adored her 8 grandchildren, Samuel, Kyle, Pam, Alana, Callum, Jake, Jay and Ellabelle, and her 5 great-grandchildren, Harley, Darcy, Hope, Blake and Oliver. Well, to say that she adored them, that would be an understatement. It really, really would, because she loved every moment that she spent in their company, and she enjoyed nothing more than hearing how they were getting on in life and what they were up to in life. And whether it was paragliding in Tenerife, well, Beth was right there, making memories with them as well. And in later life, she enjoyed her holidays. She certainly did. And she's been a lot of holidays, to Turkey, to Benidorm, Lanzarote, to Ireland, also Las Vegas, Gran Canaria and Tenerife, just to name a few. And to Beth's grandchildren who are here today, each of you will cherish the lovely, happy memories that you have spending with your grandbeth. Beth, as a dressmaker, was a brilliant seamstress. She made many a wedding dress, I was told, many a wedding dress, bridesmaids' dresses, prom dresses, even matching shorts and T-shirts for all the weddings in the street. And gave Beth a sewing machine and some fabric. Well, my jing, she could create anything. She could run anything up. She was always part of the community where she lived, down in North Motherwell. She was always involved in local events, helping with galas or making somebody an outfit. She was always there. And she loved socialising as well with Jake, and there are many friends at the Hibs Club, most Saturdays or Sundays when the kids were growing up and you didn't need a babysitter. And she also liked going for a fish tea with Jake, or a meal at the Good Date or across at the Avonbridge Hotel. But after Jake's passing in 2013, Beth carried on, surrounded by her family and also by her friends. Her social diary was always full. It really was, so much so that if you wanted to see her, you better have booked well in advance. It was actually easier to get an appointment to see Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister, than it was Beth. It really, really was. And if you told her about an event, or you had even bought tickets for it, she'd say, I can't go, I'm away to Spain, or she was away to another exotic destination on that day. It's true to say that Beth was never in the house, but see, if you said to her, you're never in, she would say, I'm never out, I'm never out. And who could forget our beloved caravan parked at the side of her house on her driveway? She bought it before lockdown and then realised once she had bought it, she said to the family, I can't tow that, I can't tow it. But that didn't stop her. It became a retreat. That was her wee hideaway there. Visitors didn't come to the house to see her. They came to the caravan, and she would sit out in it for hours, and was told that there was a couple of drinks consumed in that caravan. There was even dancing went on as well. What a surprise that is. As we know, Beth was diagnosed with cancer in February 2024. But in typical Beth fashion, she got on with life as best she possibly could. She faced it head on with courage, with dignity and determination. She was and will remain an inspiration to her family and also to her friends. Just last December, Beth celebrated becoming a septuagenarian, her 70th birthday, and she had a cruise and she had a ball. But there's more to that story, which I'm sure you'll be told when you go to DL Park. And later there was a surprise party at the ex-servicemen's club, where there wasn't a spare seat in the house. It was a great night to remember. It really was. It was a great night to remember. Our only complaint, you forgot to pack my cowboy boots for the line dancing. That was the only complaint that she had. But her spirit can be summed up in 3 words. She was loving, she was caring, and yes, she was full of fun. She could be stubborn at times, though, she certainly could. But towards the end, Beth earned the nickname Goldilocks from her daughters and her sisters. Too hot, too cold, or just right. And her favourite saying, I'm over it, will be remembered forever. The uniting thread in life for Beth was her family. She was a mother, a grandmother, a great-grandmother, a sister, sister-in-law, a respected aunt and friend. Her absence leaves a space that no one else can fill, but her memory will remain with us always. So today we don't just say goodbye, we say thank you, Beth. Thank you for the laughter, for the stories, the kindness and the love. You will never, ever be forgotten. May you rest peacefully now, and seek to live in the hearts that we leave behind is not to die. And Beth will be held and loved in her family and her friends' hearts forever. It's been my honour just to have shared a very small amount of the very many, many memories of Beth with you today. Thank you. Now, I did notice that there was floral tributes here. I'm going to invite you just in a wee second to come forward and place them on Beth's coffin. But see, as you do come forward, just take a few seconds just to touch her coffin and to thank her for being in your life. For those that have floral tributes, please come forward now. Thank you. It's never easy to say your final farewell to someone that you love, but each and every one of us here have our own stories and our own memories of Beth, and at this point we're going to continue our honour now, our memory. There's going to be a picture tribute comes on the screen, and there's a piece of music that's linked to that. It's titled Need You Now. But could I ask you, whilst you're sitting there upstairs or wherever you are joining us, if you would be so kind as to just open your minds, just let your thoughts drift. Think of Beth and what she meant to each and to every one of you in your own lives. Thank you.
a 1:15. I'm all alone and I need you now. Said I wouldn't call, but I lost all control and I need you now. And I don't know how I can do without. I just need you now. Another shot of whiskey, can't stop looking at the door. Wishing you come sweeping in the way you did before. And I wonder if I ever cross your mind. For me it happens all the time. It's a 1:15. I'm a little drunk and I need you now. Said I wouldn't call, but I lost all control and I need you now. And I don't know how I can do without. I just need you Guess I'd rather hurt than feel nothing at all. It's a 1:15. I'm all alone and I need you now. And I said I wouldn't call, but I'm a little drunk and I need you now. And I don't know how I can do without. I just need you now. I just need you Oh, baby, I need you
I'm sure that during that period of quiet time of reflection, while listening to that song and whilst looking at the picture tribute, that you recalled fond, happy and precious memories of Beth that you'll treasure, that you'll keep in your hearts forever. We've arrived at that time to say our formal farewell to Beth. And everything that she gave you and everything that she meant to you, that still remains. But today we must say goodbye to that part of Beth that cannot remain with us. But before we do that, I would like to give thanks for her life. I'm going to invite you to stand in a few seconds. Then I'm going to invite you to be seated again, because then we're going to have Ella Bell come forward and sing a piece of music for us before we say our final farewell. So for those who are able, just for those who are able, I invite you to please stand. Beth, your life we honour, your memory we treasure. We are truly grateful for the privilege of having shared life with you. Rest now in the hearts and the memories of everyone here. And if we can learn from the example of having been part of your life, your journey and your story, then we can profit from that. Perhaps we can have a better life because simply we knew you. So today, with love and with reverence, we say thank you. Thank you, Beth, for your life, for your love, and for the gift of knowing you. Rest in peace. Please be seated. And now, we're going to invite Ella Bell to sing for us today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having the courage and the strength to come up and sing that song so eloquently. It really was. Your grandbeth. Be proud of you, and everybody here is proud of you. If I could ask you one more time, please, show your appreciation. We have arrived at that time to say our final farewell to Beth. For those who are able, I invite you to please stand. There is a time when each of us is born, and the time comes when each of us must pass away. The earthly life of Beth has come to a close. Now, in peace and thoughtfulness, we bid you farewell. Your love, your friendship, we commit to our memories and to our hearts. And whilst we are parted from the life of Beth, none of us can ever be separated from the love that we share. Please be seated. To Beth's family, to extended family, to everyone here and those join us via live webcast. Although people do die, our love for them does not. Although gone from our life, yes, but never, ever, ever from our hearts. And Beth will be greatly missed by everyone who had the privilege and pleasure of knowing her, especially her family. So if I could ask each and every one of you, if you would be so kind as to please remember Beth with fond memories, hold her in your hearts forever, forget her not. I opened the service today by welcoming each and every one of you here. I now close the service by thanking each and every one of you for being here today and for joining us via live web stream. Also thanks for the cards, for the flowers, for the words of comfort to neighbours, to family and friends, for the support that has been appreciated at this sad and difficult time. To Motherwell District nurses and to all the family for their kindness, care and compassion, especially Beth's sisters Janet, Christine and Kate. And to Pamela. What you gave me that nod for? I knew that would happen. And to Pamela, for your brother and for your sisters, heartfelt thanks to you. Heartfelt thanks to you. But also I give thanks to the pallbearers today, to the ceremonial bearers. With care, honour and respect, they escorted Beth with the dignity that she greatly deserved. You are invited to go on to further celebrate Beth's life. It's at DL Park, and I encourage each and every one of you to go along because you'll certainly be made very, very welcome by this family. And as we leave here today, there are two exit points. One will be here and the other one will be at the back. So for those who are going back to DL Park, if you would be so kind, is to make your way straight there, and then the family will thank you for coming. For those who won't be, if you come forward through this door. Well, today we give thanks to Jerry from Sherry's Funeral Directors and to Matthew at Holytown Crematorium for their compassion today. Today, family and friends, we have been remembering with affection and with gratitude the life of the much-loved Beth. We have been. Treasure the time that you shared in her life, but cherish the memories that you have of her. As we leave here today, again we're going to listen to a piece of music. It's titled Forever Young. Could I ask if you would be so kind as to please remain seated to allow the funeral director and ceremony room attendant come forward for the family, then you'll be invited to follow on. Again, to each and every one of you, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us via live web stream. But more importantly, thank you for remembering Beth. Stay safe.